and updated that. And I'm going to go to the homework. They had me checking my speed test. Let me get rid of that and pull up. And the reason I'm having to check all this today is, of course, I'm doing a training for teachers from 1 to 3 today. And that's why I wanted to make sure everything was okay with the internet, because I don't want to drop the training.
Like you're training the teachers?
I'm training teachers on how to use the document cam. I mean, I don't know why. All you gotta do is plug the damn thing in, and start writing. I don't know what I'm gonna tell them.
I know it's gonna be a quick meeting.
And plug it in, and you get you some paper, and you put it down. So I don't know what I'm supposed to tell them.
About the Russians?
Yeah. And I ain't gonna say anything. I ain't gonna say anything. We'll be quiet.
My
All right, email.
Cameras in
You
my
voted
class when I was like elementary school.
Yeah, thank you. They've only been around for 15 years.
Exactly. I don't know why it's so difficult.
Listen, this is Tri-County Tech, bud. Even with Corona, it's going to be 2050 before we get on board with technology. All right, here we go. Math 155. I think we got 3 questions to go over. Let's see, in order, 40, 43. All right, let's start with this one. This is 6.340/13. First of all, is it a test question? It could be, because I've never seen it before. So this must be a new homework question. I hate new homework questions. They always get me somehow. All right, first of all, we got a rectangle. And when we do a rectangle, we know that the perimeter of a rectangle, is equal to 2L plus 2W, or 2 times L plus W. And we know that the area is equal to length times width, or base times height. Okay, so that's what we know. Hold on a minute. There we go. Okay, so that we know that before we even start the problem, you should recall that from your pre-algebra days. All right, it says, set up an equation that can be used to solve the problem, blah, 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 blah. Chuck has 84 feet of fencing. Well, I know right now, 84 feet is going to be the right side of the equal sign. Okay, because 1, there's not any other numbers given as a total. Okay, there's nothing saying equals 52 feet or equals 7 feet, or there's nothing like that. So the only thing right to the equal sign would be 84. Fencing, is a fence a perimeter or a fence area? What is a fence? That means I want y'all to say something.
A perimeter?
It would be perimeter, because a fence goes on the outside of the property. Okay, so it says he wants to fence in 2 connecting. Okay, Chuck has 84 feet of fencing with which he wants to fence in 2 connecting adjacent square pins with fencing between the 2 pins. Okay. Okay, so he wants to, good gosh, these must be small pins. Okay, he wants to fence. Now you got to read this correctly, because he wants to fence in 2 connecting adjacent square pins with fencing between the 2. Okay, so he wants to, I'm going to draw a picture here, and there's a reason I'm going to draw a picture. Let's go down here. I'll show you in just a second. Okay, there's my Let me bring it up. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take my highlighter. Since I don't use the blue very much, I'm going to use the blue highlighter. He's going to fence in this side, this side, this side, this side, and this side. Everybody with me? So there's 5 sides instead of 4 sides. So we're going to have to incorporate that third side. And I'm going to say that's going to be, let's say this is X. Now let's read the rest of the problem. What will be the dimensions if the length of the entire enclosed region is to be twice the width? So the length is equal to 2x. And then that means this down here is equal to 2x. So that means that means we need to do a perimeter of the blue area. So the perimeter is going to be x plus 2x plus x plus 2x. And then we've got an extra what? An extra x. So that's 4x, 5x, 6x, 7x. 7x is equal to 84. Therefore, x is equal to what? And that one's dead. X is equal to 12. I got to go to Walgreens. Get me some daggum black pens or order them off Amazon. I'm out of black pens. So x is equal to 12. So that one's 12 feet. That one's 12 feet. That one's 12 feet. This one is 24 feet. And this one is 24 feet. So 12 and 24 is your answer. And you should feel good about yourself. So the equation is 7x is equal to 84. I don't know if they want me to combine. They may want the x plus 2x plus x. I'm not going to do all that. The width of the region is 24, or
you put 94.
Thank you. And the length is 24. And you should feel good about yourself. Yay! That's a good test question.
Good job.
I feel good about myself.
You should feel good about
so
yourself.
So I don't have to put on too much makeup.
I just put on mascara.
Oh, okay. Next. This is 43. 6.3, 43/14. The water rate for a city in North Carolina is $1.34 per 753 gallons of water used. So that means that each time we use 753 gallons, we get charged $1.34. I'm just writing that down. Okay. What is the water bill if a resident of that city uses 200 gallons? Well, what you would do is set it up as a unit conversion. I would. I'm thinking. I think, yeah. For every dollar For every $1.34 or whatever dollars, you get 753 gallons of water. So therefore, gallons has got to go on top. And since we don't have another unit, that just goes over 1. And that would be 20,000? 20,000. Now let's check our units. Gallons goes out. So that leaves dollars. So at least we got the dollars to come out. So that's going to be $1.34 times 2.0 times 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, over 7.53 times 10 to the second. I'm just doing scientific notation just to see if it helps. Well, it might help here because this is 2.0 times 134. That's going to be 2.68. Excuse me. 2.68 times 10 to the fourth over 7.53 times 10 to the second. And I'm going to take my handy dandy calculator and I'm going to do that decimal. And that's going to be 2.68 divided by, 2.68 divided by 7.53. I get 0.3559. 0.3559. And I'm just stopping right there, but there's decimals. Times 10. What's 4 minus 2? To the second. And I'm just going to move that decimal 2 places to the right. I get $35.59. Let's check and see. $35.59. If the water bill is not to exceed $120, the customer can use a maximum, okay? Okay, we need to get an equation for that. Or we could put $120 on the bottom right over here. I wonder if that would work. Let's see what would happen if that would work. $1.34 over 753 gallons multiplied by blank gallons or nothing, or I don't know if this is going to work or not. And we got, what was the $120? It'd be $120 is the maximum we can spend. $120. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work because we'd have to put a 1 up there, and I don't think that would work. The dollars would cancel, but you'd get $1.30. No, that wouldn't work. So what we got to do is we got to do an equation. Okay, so $1.34 per 753 gallons, or let's see, per 753 gallons. Yeah, I'm thinking out loud. Is equal to $1 per. Yeah, is equal to the total. Okay, so if you want to say if the water bill is not to exceed $120, and I believe we should set this equal to $120, and this would be X divided by $1.34. And then we'd multiply that by 753. I believe that's what we would do. And that would be 120 divided by $1.34. That equals 89.55, and then multiply that by 753. That'd be 67,000 gallons. I don't think that's right. 67,432.84. Because, yeah, it could be because we spent 35 on 20,000. So let's see. That would be, it says round to the nearest integer. So that would be 67,433. 67,433. I didn't think that was right. Let me see what they did. Oh, I did get it right. I don't know why they rounded down, though. Round down. Okay, I see. I'm a guy. I don't read directions. Round down. That's why they rounded down. So that's how you would do that. What I did is I took out the 753. I took that out for a moment, and I said, well, that's gallons. This is dollars. This is gallons. And I don't know how many gallons. So I made 134x is equal to 120. So I know that I've got 67 $1.34s in 120. So I'm sorry. $1.34, whatever that came out to be. Calculator, hold on. 89. $1.34 will go into 120 89 times. And I took that 89 and multiplied it by the gallons, and that's how many gallons we got. I'm just interested to see how they did that because I did that kind of unconventionally. I'm curious to see how they come up with it. Is that the end of the question? Let me see. I'm curious to see how they got it. But oh, there you go. What kind of question help do you have on this one? None. That's why it's a new question. That's how you can tell if it's a new question, because they haven't put the question help with it. So, Miss Cersei, you don't have any help on this question, so I'm glad you sent it. Sucks. So they do give you a little bit of help, but not much. I do want to see how, okay, they set it up like I did. All right, how did they do the second part? Okay, they said $100, so I wonder if they divide. Yeah, okay. So I did have it set up almost the same. Let's see. I was going to do this right here. I was going to do that. Let me see what's the difference in what they have it set up as. Okay, $1.34 over 750, whatever, times. Okay, you need to put the 120 up here. I had it set up. Okay, so the 120 would go up here, and this right here would be X. Okay, you could set it up like that. So set it up like this. Oh, direct proportion. I was thinking of unit conversion. That's why I didn't set up the dollar up there. I'm talking to myself. Okay, so you can set it up like that. Dollar over gallon times dollar over gallon, or equals dollar over gallon, and then cross multiply and solve for X. Okay. That was a new question also. I think they put some new questions in here because usually when you hit question help, oh, there it is. Help me solve this. Why didn't it come up a while ago when I pulled it up?
Oh, you clicked on it when you had the example open.
Oh, okay. All right, next question. 6.345/15. Let's see what this one says. A research firm estimates that the number of people who watch television show One rating point means that one rating point, 1 point equals 1,500,000 watch the show. A top-rated television show during a certain week had a rating of 10.1. Okay, that's pretty simple. The direct proportion, just like the last problem. 1 point is to 1,500,000 as 10.1 points is to X. Cross multiply and solve for X. And basically you're going to multiply. You're going to multiply X is equal to 10.1 times 1.5 times 10 to the 6th. And then this is going to be 1.01. Yeah, 1.01 or 10. Let's just leave it as 10. Well, 10.1. So 10.1 times 1.5, 15.15. X is equal to 15.15 times 10 to the 6th. And that's going to be a BA number. So I don't know how they want it. But it's going to be 1515 and a lot of zeros. So let's go back to the question. And let's see how many zeros. And then let's see, yeah, 1515, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 zeros. So 1515 and 4 zeros is 15,150,000. 15,150,000. Okay, I guess I got it wrong. Oh my God. I didn't get it wrong. I just didn't put commas in it. Or one of y'all going to say, that's okay, Hubert. You got it right.
You fail.
Okay, I'm a failure. I suck. All right, so that's the homework. That's the homework questions that were sent. So everybody must feel good about 6.3 because I only got 3 questions. So we were working on 6.4, and 6.4, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is your variation, right? Didn't we start variation? Yes, Hubert, we started it. I thought we did. Thank you.
We did.
Appreciate it. All right. Well, I'm just going to keep on going. And I think we got to the inverse. We got to the different types of variation. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to show them on how to use a document cam. I'm still trying to figure that out. All right. I told y'all that there was 3 I'm going to recap a little bit. Told you there was three different variations. There was y is equal to k times x, and that is called direct variation. Y is equal to k over x, and that's called inverse variation. And then y is equal to k times x times z, and that is called joint variation. Okay, and there is another one that they're going to show you, and it's going to be a mixture of inverse and joint. And basically it's going to be, and I'll just write it down here at the bottom, y is equal to kx over z, and they'll ask you to square it. Okay, I'm just putting that down there because that's kind of a mix between these two. And you might see that in some of your homework questions. They'll say that that letter is squared. Okay, they'll say, and then that's how you know. All right, now I'm going to take my handy dandy highlighter, and this is where I left off the other day, I believe. K never changes. Okay, you're going to be given a problem in this section, and they're going to say J varies directly as M. And then you're going to plug it, you're going to say J, you're going to take the Y out, you're going to put the J, and then you're going to put the M. K never changes. In this unit, in this section, 6.4, K does not change. All right, remember, there's several questions that are going to be asked. One, just change the variables. Now, I'm not going to give you too many of those in the test, but you will see some in the homework. Change the variables, and K does not change. K does not change. 2, plug and chug. They're going to tell you to plug and chug, and that's it. And then they're going to tell you to rewrite the equation. That's it. It's really a drill. It's really a homework question, not a test question. Now, the next 3 could be test questions. All right, 3. Find K. After you plug and chug, find K. That's going to be a test question. All right, so I'm going to put a T beside that. 4. Find K, plug back into formula. Okay, in other words, they want an equation. Find the equation where blah, blah, blah varies inversely as blah, blah, blah. And you go through and you change the variables, you find K, you plug and chug, you find K, and then you rewrite the new formula with the number that you found for K in the formula. And then 5, number 4 with new info. Then they're going to say, with your new K, what would J be if M was 15? And then you would do the math. So those 3 are going to be the test questions. The first 2 are homework, not test. These kind of like drills. Make sure you understand the difference between the three variations and how to change the variables. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go directly to the homework, and we're going to do some examples out of the homework because that's the best place to find them. Because you don't make up real easy. It's better if you just use examples. So I'm going to go to the handy dandy homework. I'm going to go to the study plan for 6.4 and use that. And I've got to hurry because some of y'all are going to start convulsing. So let's see. Chapter content 6.4 and study plan. And I'm waiting. This was doing this the other day. I click it and nothing happens. Damn Russians.
Do the new tab thing.
It's that opening. That I'm not used to that. That's something new, and that's why I just can't get used to it. Okay, here we go. So let me just pick one at the beginning because they're going to give us one that you just plug and chug or whatever. Okay, that's not what I want. Okay, they're asking you what is a direct relation and what's the inverse relation. The distance between two cities on a map and the actual distance between them. That would be direct. Okay, these are just like definition questions. I want to get to the actual math. Daggone. Okay, here's one. This is, I'll show you which one this is after we do it. Write the variation and find the quantity indicated. This is plug and chug. All right, this is the first two. Change variables and plug and chug. So here is the equation. We know it's going to be directly. So first thing I do is I write down my direct. Y is equal to K times X. And then I look, and which way do we read? Left to right. So that means alphabet also in order. So what do they say? R varies directly as S. Well, directly tells me I'm going to use the direct proportion or direct variation. R will be substituted for Y. K never what? K never changes. Take out my handy dandy pink highlighter. And what will X turn to?
S.
S. You've just changed your variables. That's one type of homework question you're going to see. Now they want you to plug and chug. R is equal to 5 times 14. And 5 times 14 is what, 70? Sorry. And that's your answer. So this is the first one where it says change variables. And here, plug and chug. The plug and chug and the change variables, I told you were homework questions, but are usually not test questions, although number 2 is used in 3 and 4. So you'll actually do some of this. You'll be doing these two with 3 and 4. So the answer is 70. Okay, they want the formula. R is equal to K times S. There we go. And then they want 70. Okay? So let's look at another one. G varies inversely as the square of S. That's this one right here. Oops, sorry. That's that one. So I'm going to rewrite it on the next clean sheet. I'm going to rewrite y is equal to kx over z squared. And I'm going to highlight my k to remind me, don't mess it up. So now I go back to my question, and it says G varies inversely as the square of S. Wait a minute. Okay, forget the X. I thought it was inversely and jointly. Let's sort of erase the S. I don't have a white, so I'm just going to start over. Y is equal to K over X squared. There we go. All right, so it looks like that. So what does Y change to? That means I want y'all to talk. That means I want y'all to interact.
G.
G, thank you. So G is equal to K over, what is X going to change into?
S.
S. Now you're going to plug and chug. G is equal to 9 over 6 squared, which is 9 over 36, which is 1/4. Excuse me. G is equal to K over S squared. And G is equal to 1 divided by 4. All right, let's do another one. Yes, Cersei, do you have a question?
I need to hop off real quick. I'll catch up on the video.
Okay, have a good one.
Thank you, too.
Remind me to mark her here, please.
Gotcha.
I thought somebody sent a text, or somebody didn't send a message. Okay. All right, well, it's about time. Let me go ahead and do one more. H varies directly as N and inversely as C. This is the one that's mixed. So I'm going to rewrite inverse and directly. So that means K over X. Okay, so that's going to be KX over Z. That's what I was talking about. KX over Z. So Y is equal to K times X over Z. And they said that H is going in for Y and 7 is going in for X. And 16, oops, I'm sorry. N is 7. C is 4. And K is 16. So they don't want you to find K here. They just want you to plug and chug. So right there is the KNC. And then plug and chug. So 16 times 7. Well, the 4 will go into 16 4 times. 4 times 7 is 28. So H is equal to 28. Okay, that's a good stopping point. That'll give you a little bit to go on with your variation. Okay, we'll get to more difficult problems Friday. And let me check the roll right quick so I can get started on this training for document cam. Oh, me, oh my. Faculty, attendance, turn this off, and turn the recording off.